Are you ready for the rapture? You mean like in the Left Behind books? Yes, that's where I first learned about it. That's what I was afraid you meant. In that case, no, I'm not ready for the rapture because it is a made-up imaginary story that isn't going to happen. That's not what Tim LaHaye, John Hagee, C.I. Scofield, John Nelson Darby, and Edward Irving say. Jesus I know, and Paul, I know, but who are these? Only some of the foremost authorities on premillennial dispensationalism. Why should I care what those clowns say? So you don't believe in premillennial dispensationalism? No, because it is unbiblical. What do you mean? Give me a basic overview of it and I will explain why it's unbiblical. Okay, here goes. Premillennial dispensationalism teaches that one day Jesus will come back secretly, silently, and invisibly, and resurrect the righteous dead and rapture the church out of this earth. Stop right there. There is the first unbiblical part of this heresy, huh? The Bible says that when Jesus returns to resurrect the righteous and call his elect up to meet him in the air that it will not be secretly, silently, and invisibly, but rather it will be with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. Does that sound like it's going to be silent to you? No, it doesn't sound like it. The Bible says in Matthew 24:30 and 31, "And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other." Does that sound like the return of Christ to gather his people to him will be invisible and secret? No, it doesn't sound like it. Please continue with your fairy tale. Then after the rapture of all of the righteous, the Antichrist will be set up and there will be 7 years of tribulation. After the 7 years, Jesus will return again and set up his kingdom on earth for 1,000 years. Hold on again. So Jesus will return a third time? I thought the Bible only speaks of a second coming of Christ. Oh, yeah, I never thought about that. Let me ask you another question. Is David one of the righteous that will be resurrected and raptured up to heaven to be with Jesus during the tribulation? Yes, that's right. During the tribulation David will be with Jesus in heaven, and when Jesus returns to set up his kingdom on earth, David will return with him along with all the saints, right? Yes, that's right. There is the third unbiblical error in your dispensational fairy tale. The Bible says that Christ's kingdom would be established when David was dead and in the grave, not when he is resurrected and alive for 7 years. God told David in 2 Samuel 7:12, "And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom." According to Acts 2:29 through 36, this happened when Jesus was resurrected from the dead. Please continue with Scofield's Jewish fables. After Jesus reigns on earth for 1,000 years, then the wicked will be resurrected and sent to the lake of fire along with the devil. And there is the fourth unbiblical error in your Zionist propaganda. You said that there will be 2 resurrections separated by 1,007 years. The Bible says in Acts 24:15 that there will be only one resurrection, both of the just and unjust. Paul said, "And have hope toward God, which they themselves also allow, that there shall be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and unjust." Jesus said in John 5:28 and 29 that there will be only one general resurrection where all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth they that have done good, unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil, unto the resurrection of damnation. Wow. Apparently Scofield and LaHaye missed those verses. Yes, conveniently so, in order to seduce Christians into supporting Zionism and buying a lot of Left Behind books. Thanks. Now I'm going to burn my Left Behind books. Good idea. And you can use your NIV for kindling. What's wrong with the NIV? Check out Pastor Wagner's last video blog to find out. I will do that.